everybody say that we cannot monitor something if we cannot measure something. So data are essential for monitoring, and monitoring is essential for target intervention at policy level. So basically, without information about all the variables, especially the ones related to water, we cannot, target the intervention and really support policymakers in establish the right strategies that are tuned on where exactly there is the crisis, let's say, and also all the data are important to understand not only where but also when there is the necessity of the intervention. In FAO, water data are collected through a global database that is called Aquastat, which is very important, and over there we collect all the official data coming from the countries, not only the data related to SDGs, but in general the data officially reported by Ministry of Water Resources, Ministry of Agriculture. FAO has the role to validate these data and to compute, let's say, also indicators and analysis inside this Aquastat database. Water stress is for sure one of the SDG indicators that are key for water management. But at the moment, as all the SDGs, also the water stress is reported by the countries every year and on a national basis. So the question is this really interesting, useful for policymakers like it is? Probably we need to disaggregate this, and this is something that at UN level we all agree on this. But which type of disaggregation we have to implement? For sure, the spatial disaggregation, so especially for the water stress, is important to move from the administrative level of the country to the natural dimension of the river basin. And also the temporal disaggregation is fundamental, because water stress is different depending on the season. So we cannot say too much if we look at the aggregated value in a year, for example, or we can say something looking at the interannual variation, but we can say much more if we look at the seasonal variation. And actually, in this sense, FAO has developed a new plugin in WIP where there is the possibility to assess the level of water stress by basin, sub-basin, and also by season. And the methodology applied in this work plugin has been published right today, actually. So it's a methodology really that takes care of this disaggregation and focus on solving the issue of the double counting of the water resources, which is an issue that happens when you disaggregate the variables at basin and sub-basin level. So FAO has worked in the last 2 years on a new methodology to solve the problem of the double counting of the renewable freshwater resources and try to propose a solution in this respect with this new publication and new methodology. As I said, FAO is a custodian agency of the SDG 642 and the level of water stress. So far, countries have reported on this indicator only every year and by country. Starting from July, the countries will start receiving a new questionnaire related to this indicator, a questionnaire not including only the variables of the water stress by, let's say, at national scale, but they have to report the data also at the basin level. Doing a lot of piloting at different scale we have demonstrated, through applications that calculating the water stress at basin level and sub-basin level makes much more sense, because this is the natural dimension that is very much linked to this concept of the water stress. Considering the water stress by administrative unit can be sometimes also misleading, because at the denominator of the water stress indicator we have the environmental flow requirement, basically the water that we need to reserve in the basin to sustain aquatic riparian ecosystems, but also the total renewable freshwater resources. And the calculation of the total renewable freshwater resources actually is something that really makes sense on a basin scale. In this regard, UN Water, who is coordinating the integrated monitoring initiative on SDG 6, and FAO is part of this initiative, UN Water has recently published a new map, a new global map on river basins, and the objective of publishing a common new SDG 6 river basin map is to ask to have a new reporting system by basin in all the SDGs indicator. So we will start from SDG 642 in FAO and also 641, but also in the other SDGs. There is this new approach of reporting and disaggregating the SDGs at river basin. I would like to thank very much EURO-INBO for inviting us, FAO, at this important conference. Actually, we met during our work in the Senegal River Basin, and we were impressed about the data platform developed by EURO-INBO for OMVG and OMVS. And so basically we found this platform on data collection and water data really interesting for us. So we see the possibility of collaborating with EURO-INBO, especially on this data collection at river basin level. So we really hope to establish this collaboration with EURO-INBO even more in the next pilots, in the next months, to really make concrete advance in this data collection at river basin.